Hi everyone, I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on Advanced Materials, and this is my third lecture in this series. I am going to give brief explanation on the topics of classification based on the matrix type and polymer matrix composites and metal matrix composites. So there are another types of matrices and composites also, but in this lecture I want to deliver only these two types of matrix composites, that is polymer matrix composites and metal matrix composites. So in the first slide we have the classification based on matrices. In the last lecture we have seen the classification based on the reinforcement type. So reinforcement type classification is totally changed to this classification and totally different to this type of classification, and this is based on the matrices type. So matrix type. So on the matrix type, it can be cleanly divided into three types. First one is the polymer matrix composites, second one is the metal matrix composites, and third one is the ceramic matrix composites. So shortly it can be called as polymer matrix composites as PMC, metal matrix composites as MMC, ceramic matrix composites as CMC. Then we have the detailed classification of polymer matrix composites into three types, that is thermosets, thermoplastics, and third one is the rubber. But going to the other two matrices types, metal matrix composite and ceramic matrix composites, it is stand on the basic classification only. But in the polymer type there are three different types of classification, that is thermosets, thermoplastics, and rubber. So first of all we need to know about the polymers. So what is a polymer? What is the basic classification of the polymers? So first of all we need to tell the what is a polymer. So poly means many and mer means repeated units. So repeated units of many components or many molecules combined to form a polymer. So this is the large molecule composed of repeated units of structural units typically connected by covalent bonds. So these are also known as chemical covalent bonds or van der Waals bonds. So these are also known as hydrogen bonds also. So on the bottom of the slide there are three examples for the polymers, so which is the repeated units of the structural units. So first one is the polyethylene, second one is the polyvinyl chloride, and third one is the polypropylene. So in the first polymer, that is polyethylene, HCH bond is repeating itself into another structural units, and second bond polyvinyl chloride and second polymer polyvinyl chloride HCCl is repeated unit, and next third one is polypropylene HH and HCH. So these are the repeated units, so they are repeating one by one other in the structural units, and these repeating of structural units in a large molecules is known as a polymer, and these are also called as a covalent chemical bonds, which is also known as the hydrogen bonds. So we called it as the hydrogen bonds also. So going to the classification based on matrix type, first one is the polymer matrix composite, shortly PMC. So polymer matrix composite consists of a polymer matrix combined with a fiber reinforced dispersed phase. So in this matrix phase there consists of two materials. One is the primary phase, second one is the secondary phase. In the primary phase, a resin is used, that is, a matrix is used as a core material, and in the secondary phase, a reinforcement is added to the core material, that is, matrix. So, in the first picture, we are seeing a matrix type material, so which is the core material. In this, we have to add the reinforcement. So, reinforcement means in the polymers, this is fibers. So, fibers means short fibers or long fibers or any kind of fibers we use it as a reinforcement. We also taking this as chopped fibers also. Chopped fibers means the amount of size we use it for the purpose of reinforcement. So this is the two types. First one is the matrix type, second one is the reinforcement type. So these two conditions are comes under the two phases. First one is the primary phase and second one is the secondary phase. And in the primary phase, polymer resin is added, and then secondary phase is come to the reinforcement phase. So when a reinforcement is adding to the primary phase, that one is known as the secondary phase. And in this slide we are seeing the molecular chain configurations. So shapes of the polymers. So detailed polymers, there are four types of polymers are there. First one linear polymer, second one branched polymer, third one cross linked polymer, and fourth one is the ladder polymer. So in the linear polymer, a number of linear molecules are combined to form a chain type polymers. So here we are seeing in the A section. So these are all the bonds formed on the linear module. So linear means straight module. And coming to the branched polymers. So branched polymers, we are taking a tree as the example. So in the tree there are different types of stems and different branches and different leaves. So these are divided into substantial elements. So sub-elements or subdivided elements. So in these branched polymers also there are subdivided molecules are there. So this is the subdivided molecules. And third one is the cross-linked polymers. In the cross-linked polymers, the molecules are arranged in a zigzag way. So randomly oriented way. So there are many number of names are there, but we are using only cross-linked polymers. So these cross-linked polymers are randomly arranged and aligned polymers. So these are aligned polymers also. And fourth one is the ladder polymers, so which are arranged in the form of a ladder shape. So you know the ladder shape, two parallel sticks are placed and these are attached by a perpendicular stick. So here also a perpendicular molecule is in between the two parallel molecule linear lines. So these are similar to the linear polymers, but here are two types of and two tracks of linear polymers are there in the ladder polymers. Next one in the classification of polymer matrix composites. So basically there are three types. First one is the thermoplastics and thermosettings, and third one is the rubber. Generally highly we are using the thermoplastics and thermosettings. So first one is the thermoplastics. So in these thermoplastics there are no fixed bonds are there, all are on the free bonds. So all free bonds are there. So when we melt or heat the molecules, they are soften. So the surface of the molecules get softened, and these are used for the another time also, that is recycling process also we can use the thermoplastics. So the example for the basic example for the thermoplastics is polyethylene. So why we are using the polyethylene means they are low and high density. There are two types of density molecules are there upon the usage of purpose. So purpose means why we are using the polyethylene. Why we are using the polymers? So we want some light type of polymer, we use the polyethylene. Next, second example is the polystyrene molecules. So these are held in place by weak secondary bonds. So secondary bonds means weak chemical bonds, intermolecular force. So these are also called as van der Waal bonds also, and these are also called as, and there are third name also, hydrogen bonds. So we see the structure of polypropylene in the bottom side of the slide. So HCH and HCH3 are the repeated units here. So these thermoplastics are either amorphous or semi-crystalline. So in the recrystallization temperature, there are three types of bonds are there. First one is the amorphous solids, second one is the crystalline solids, third one is the semi-crystalline solids. So these thermoplastics are either in the two ways of the solids. First one is the amorphous and second one is the semi-crystalline solids. So in the amorphous thermoplastics, molecules are randomly arranged, whereas in the semi-crystalline region or semi-crystalline plastics, molecules are arranged in the orderly manner. So which is in the parallel or perpendicular way or simple aligned manner. But in the amorphous solids, you can see in the picture, they are randomly arranged. There is in the zigzag way. So there is no alignment or in the arranged manner. So the basic examples and the daily day-to-day usage of the thermoplastic resins types are, so these are the types of thermoplastic resins. So first one is the nylon, second one is the polyester, third one is the polyester either ketone, shortly known as PEEK, fourth one is the polyphenylene sulfide PPS, fifth one is the polycarbonate, sixth one is the acetyl, polyethylene and Teflon. So these are the generally used and widely used thermoplastic resins in the day-to-day life or in the research purpose also. In this, nylon and polyester are the highly or widely used resins in the thermoplastics. So in this classification of polymer matrix composites, second one is the thermosets. So in the thermosets, a fixed bonds are there. So some fixed bonds are cross-linked and formed in the form of a network. So these are not softened on heating or melting. Such polymers are called as thermosetting polymers. So when we use it to heat or melt the molecules, the intermolecular bonds or the intermolecular shape of the molecule does not melt to the heating or softening on heating. So why these crosslinks are arranged is thermosettings has a resin plus harder material structure. So that is why they are cross-linked, and these networks are also called as network polymers. Compared to thermoplastics, thermosettings are harder than thermoplastics. So that is why on some basic functional units we are used only thermosetting resins, and these thermosetting resins are not useful for the recycle purpose. So it is used once or twice, but for the recycling purpose it is not used. But thermoplastic resins can be used for the recycling purpose. That means it has all free molecules or free bonds. And these are the types of thermoset types. So first one is the epoxy, polyester resins, phenolics, vinyl esters, cyanide esters. Last one is the polyamides. So in the thermosetting resins, we are generally used the epoxy resins. So the highly recommended also these epoxy resins, which is used in the welding purpose and in the forging. And applications of these polymer matrix composites are widely used in the aerospace. So in the aerospace conditions, wings are used by the polymer matrix composite for the low density purpose, that is for the reduction of the weight. Next, fuel usages, landing gears, rudders or elevators, rotor blades, satellite structures. So these are the applications of polymer matrix composites in the aerospace conditions. Next, going to the automobile applications, these are used for the body panels and frames, bumpers, driving shafts, seating housing and tires and other etc materials and other etc purposes. These are for the automobile. And third one is the marine type. So in the marine type, they are basically used for the propeller shafts, which reduces the weight of the boat or steamer. Next one is the boat hulls. So these are empty shape of the or floating shape of the boat. And fourth one is the chemical plants. So in the chemical plants, we use to design the pipes. So generally in the housing purpose also we used the PVC pipes, polyvinyl chloride pipes. So in the chemical plants also some specially designed pipes are there. So for this purpose, the polymer matrix composites are used, and these are also known as processing pipes. Next, tanks, pressure vessels, oil field structures, so etc. These are all the applications in the chemical plants. So chemical plants, we are using all these purposes. So next in the slide, we see the some more applications of the polymer matrix composites. So these are the daily life usages. We generally regular customer can see the applications. First one is the sporting goods. So recent days they are using these polymer matrix composites in the bicycles. So bicycles have been developed a vast in the last decade. So in the childhood we used to use the cycles of metals. So pure metals are used for the body structure of the cycles. Then alloys are used, and now lightweight composites are used for the cycles. So these cycles are priced heavily. So compared to the other structures or other bicycles, the cost of this is very high. Second one is the surfing boats. So on the surfing boats also, in the surfing boats design also, we used to use the polymer matrix composites. For fishing and other materials also, they are using the polymer matrix composites, that is in the first picture. And for the tennis rackets also, tennis rackets means, so for all the people who see the tennis, they know about the tennis rackets or badminton rackets. So they are very light in structure and have high strength. So these polymer matrix composites are also used in the tennis rackets also. These are of very low weight and they have high stiffness. So a sandwich design with honeycomb structure is used for these bats. Next, fourth one is the GFRP pedestrian bridge. This is the GFRP means glass fiber reinforced polyesters. So this is the pedestrian bridge which we used seen in the France. So that is length of 120 meters and 63 meters distance. So a GFRP polyester resin is used in the construction of pedestrian bridge, which is used to usually decrease the weight of the total bridge. And pultrusion method is used for this pedestrian bridge, and pultrusion profiles are adhesive bonded construction sites. So a pultrusion method is used for this pedestrian bridges. So these are the general applications of the polymer matrix composites. So second classification is the metal matrix composites based on the matrix type. So comparing to the polymer matrix composites, metal matrix composites are lessly used or less used. So this matrix composite is a composite material which consists of mainly at least two parts. So the major material being a metal and the second material being either a ceramic or organic compound. We can use any other type of material, but the first one and the major one being a pure metal. So when at least three metals are present in the matrix composite, it is known as the hybrid composite. So when we use the three materials, that means two of the constituents are metals and third one is a organic compound or ceramics or polymers and any other one, so that is known as the hybrid composite. And these metal matrix composites are made by dispersing a reinforced material into a metal matrix. So we have seen this same type of phase in the polymer matrix composites also. So there we are considering two phases, primary phase and secondary phase. So in the primary phase a matrix is taken and in the secondary phase a reinforcement is added to the basic matrix, but here same type of components are not here. So in the metal matrix, a metal matrix is purely added in the matrix phase, that is primary phase, and a reinforcement is added to it. So reinforcement means we can add organic compound or we can add fibers, we can add foams, and we can add other types of materials, that is ceramics, polymers, any type of matrix can be used. But when we use the third type, so third type means or third material we are using, that is known as the hybrid composite. And these metal matrix composites are more ductile than the polymers than the other reinforcements. So these other reinforcements are partial short fibers and cast brake disc. So these are the general applications of the metal matrix composites. And the reinforcement used in the metal matrix composites improves the specific strength and the abrasion resistance. And there is also creep resistance and dimensional stability of the overall composite. So these are the characteristics of the metal matrix composites. So specific strength, specific stiffness and abrasion resistance, creep resistance, thermal conductivity and dimensional stability is the characteristics of the metal matrix composites. Coming to the advantages, we are considering here metal matrix composite with the polymer matrix composite. So the advantages over PMC, that is polymer matrix composites, are metal matrix composites have higher operating temperatures and non-flammability, greater resistance to the degradation by organic fluids. So here non-flammability means flames come when we melt the or we boil the temperature more than 200 degrees temperature. So in the polymer matrix composite, when the temperature rises above the 200 temperature, it will somewhat some flames are comes from the composites or materials. Next disadvantages are they are more expensive than the polymer matrix composites and have higher density. That means weight of the metal matrix composites is higher than the polymer matrix composites. Next one, what are the general metals, what are the wider metals used for the matrix purpose are, first one is the superalloy. So and this in the superalloy we consists of single crystal nickel based alloys. So nickel is the pure metal used and other alloying elements are used for the reinforcement. And other matrix materials are aluminum, magnesium, titanium and copper. These are all the high stiffness matrix materials. And coming to the reinforcement, we are using the carbon, silicon carbon, boron, aluminum oxide fibers, silicon carbide fibers and aluminum oxide particles. So these are all the minor particles we used as the reinforcements. Coming to the applications, these are widely used in the automobile engine components, which is used as the shields for engine parts. Next one is the aerospace structures, so which is used in the space shuttle orbiter and telescope mates. Next, third one is the turbine engines. So in the turbine engines, fiber superalloy composites are used for the turbine engines. So these are the basic applications and general applications for the metal matrix composites, which we used in the industry purpose. Thank you.